Hey guys, this is Adam, and I'm about to tell you a little story about how we met several strangers on the road and over the course of a few weeks became as close or closer than any family. This is the story of a group of people that became known as our chosen family. So it all started with RTR, which stands for Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, and we were trying to meet some new people on the road, but at the first night we couldn't really find anybody or talk to anybody, and it was a little awkward. Fortunately, Nelson found us and invited us to Party-R. When we got there, Nelson introduced us to the other people he had met earlier in the week, and we were all greeted as friends already. It felt like there was no awkward ice-breaking time at all, and this group of people continued to spend time together and get closer over the next several weeks. So we took our little group over to another event called Schoolypalooza, and the bond continued to grow.
You always forget the words when you're singing. So broken, hallelujah, hallelujah,
It was really amazing how quickly and how naturally our group came together, but unfortunately I had already signed up for the talent show at the original RTR, so I had to leave, which was actually extremely stressful for us. But we left, went to the RTR talent show, and then came back and met up with our friends later.
The next phase of my act will include this instrument here, which is called a melodica.
Variety show.
The talent show performance actually went really well because all the pressure had been taken off because of playing at the open mic the night before. But the real interesting things with our family starts with this night of Thanksgiving, which is when we all contributed and made food together and we shared it around a fire. And really interesting bonding things can happen when you're in that situation. I've been a percussionist for a long time, but I have never had a drum circle experience like the one that we had at Schoolypalooza around that giant fire. It was amazing. I'd never experienced a sound bath or really any successful meditation in my life up to this point, but the circumstances and having such an open heart and feeling so vulnerable and comfortable during the sunset, it was a spiritual awakening, to say the least. Over the course of the last week or so, it seemed like we'd all shared a lifetime's worth of experiences together. At this point, the Schoolypalooza festival had already ended, but many of us had decided to stay in place either because we had nowhere else to go or because we didn't want to go anywhere else. After the dust had settled from a windstorm that had blown in and we all kind of hunkered down and weathered it together, we were all ready to move on to the next spot, which there was talk of Joshua Tree National Park, but we decided to go to Ladder Canyon, which is just south of that, and spend a few days there. Ladder Canyon plus our chosen family turned out to make for some extremely epic adventures, some great laughs, and a lot of wonderful time spent together. After Ladder Canyon, we spent a few days on some BLM land south of Joshua Tree until the weather pushed us out and we ended up heading to a really weird, interesting, unique place. That's where the next phase of our journey brought us. Bombay Beach is an old abandoned beach town from the 50s, and because of water being rerouted away from the town, it ended up kind of becoming a ghost town. And after a while, this ghost town turned into essentially an art installation. So we spent a couple of days exploring around there and getting into some interesting stuff.
We're gonna travel through time.
Is it video?
Yeah. Video.
Oh, I'm videoing you videoing. I'm videoing you videoing. I'm gonna video you videoing.
Guys, we're gonna actually travel through time here if we keep f***ing with
We gotta have your camera in our side. Camera!
After our adventures in our strange private little ghost town, we were finally ready, and the weather was also finally ready, for us to go into Joshua Tree. So we spent another night south of Joshua Tree before we traveled up into the park, and then spent a few days on a dry lake bed north of Joshua Tree. I was really excited to finally get to go rock climbing, and we've got to do a bunch of things we've been talking about for several weeks. Joshua Tree was an awesome experience, and after we were done in Joshua Tree, we finally had to sort of part ways for a little while. So after a tear-filled and painful goodbye, we spent maybe a week apart before we all realized that what the heck are we doing? Let's get back together and enjoy our time spent out on the road.
Hobo scoreboard.
Yeah, dude! There it is! Woo! Yeah, motherfucker!
The next month or so all kind of blended into one. We had things like hobo bowling, hobo tattoos, hike after hike, beautiful sunset after beautiful sunset, and really a family bond that is unbreakable now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this small glimpse into what we've been up to for the beginning portion of 2020. And if you want to learn more about our friends, maybe watch some of their videos, check out the links we have put in the description to their YouTube channels and their Instagram pages. Thanks again. Bye-bye.